We should note that we are still here, and there's an old saying, why are we here? Because we're not all there. But I told you that I know the date, and I'm 3 times more certain of it than I was when I told you it was impossible that it was wrong. But we'll be speaking more about that a little bit later. But you can't know anything until you know when the first kingdom starts. So that's what we need to talk about. Now I want you to stay with me because this is going to take quite a twist. It's going to take an unexpected and very powerful twist at the end. You can't anticipate it, but I want to explain something to you because what we're going to do illustrates a lot of our challenges. We've got to revisit, when do the 7 years start? I told you a week ago I wasn't sure I should get into this. Now I know I have to, and that why I know that will maybe slowly to some degree come out, but it really isn't important. Important thing is that I do need to, and we're going to start it tonight. I can now answer when it begins, but I want to repeat. An unexpected, powerful twist arrives at the end tonight. Stay with me. A final time, when did Mr. Armstrong and the Worldwide Church of God say the kingdom of God would come? When did they say? He said trumpets. So we're going to start with trumpets. We're going to start with trumpets. Now you're thinking, oh no, well, stay with me. But I've got to walk you through something so powerful. But I want you to see how easy it is to prove trumpets in the Bible. That's a powerful list. But you're saying to yourself, it's 19 and a half more weeks to go. What? God waited 8 years and 8 months from the start of the series, from September of 2015, to reveal the correct 7-year kingdom date now? With still 4.5 months to go? Why? Why? Last week, we saw in detail, and I alluded to this a moment ago, the enormous challenge of what the 7-year kingdom is. That it looks better than the kingdom of God. We eventually saw it's not the kingdom of God. But oh, does it look like it? You can still go back and say, are you sure? But it's not. So I'll ask the question, could trumpets be the same? Instead of trumpets, is there an entirely different way of looking at the mysterious date we're waiting for? I have 133 points, some of them strong enough by themselves, that say yes. And unlike trumpets, they're impossible to overturn. Impossible to overturn. But it illustrates the difficulty of the series. I just proved it's trumpets, and there's no way it's trumpets any more than the 7 years is the kingdom of God. It illustrates how hard this is. Because I know some of you, your hearts sank. Mr. Pack, we're going back to trumpets again? Well, that's where Mr. Armstrong was, because he thought exactly the way I did. And we all did. It is not trumpets. One of the great, truly great Bible stories comes next. It's so big and so powerful, I can't even do it in the next Sabbath, starting front to back. I can get about halfway through the story. In the meantime, stay close to God, meet all the requirements to go first, and be ready. We'll be back next Sabbath, and I'll tell you why we're not waiting till October 3rd. Good night.